One of the initiatives that we originally helped out with when we moved here was the 7th Avenue. When they were doing construction, we helped market the businesses on 7th Avenue, help kind of keep them on the map with that. Just we've gotten ingrained in the community and joined the chamber and gotten involved in a number of different nonprofits as well. So yeah, it's been fun, and this is a great city. So
we think so.
Thank you for making it a great city.
You're welcome.
Barbara Volk, Mayor of Hendersonville.
Yes.
You are the second longest tenured mayor in city history, the first female mayor. You were in city council for almost 2 decades before you became mayor.
Right.
And you had a computer company of some sort, or software?
I did computer work for some of the nonprofits, small business, and whatever I could do on my computer, I did.
Yeah. So what inspired you to get involved in city government?
When I moved to Hendersonville, my husband and I, one of our neighbors was named Sally Godine. And Sally kind of took me under her wing and said, now, if you're going to live here, in her lovely Georgia accent, you need to know about the community. And the best way to do that is the League of Women Voters. Well, she was a founding member of the League, so she was probably prejudiced.
Okay.
But I did. I joined the League and did a variety of things, especially around voter service. Ended up being president of the League. But then one of the things that I did for the League was what's called being an observer. League observers go to county commission, city council, school board, planning board, but whenever they can get enough volunteers to do those things.
Yeah.
And all you do is you sit there, take note of anything that might relate to the League's program, and report it back.
Okay.
Well, I did that for a couple of years, and it just seemed to me that some of the decisions being made were fairly short term. What's good right now, not thinking about 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Right.
And I would come home and fuss about it to my husband. And finally, one day, it was a daytime meeting at that point, what I thought was a really short-term decision for zoning.
Yeah.
And I just decided that was it. Came home, told my husband, I'm running for city council. And he said, good. I think he was tired of me complaining. So I did, and surprised a lot of people when I won.
So that was the fire under you to get motivated to...
Right. There were a number of issues. I thought the city needed a professional manager.
Yeah.
At that point, it was strong mayor, and the mayor and the council members were in charge of the departments.
Yeah. And
I just felt that having a well-trained professional manager would have been a better way to go.
Yeah.
So there were a variety of things that other people were talking about, but I was saying them out loud at that point.
Now, you got to Hendersonville in 1975. Did I read that correctly?
Right.
From you're from Chicago originally.
Originally Chicago, but
are you a Chicago Bears fan by any chance?
My family was not a big sports family, but knew the Bears.
Yeah, they're thinking about moving to Gary, Indiana, from what I hear. They're looking at building a stadium in Gary.
I had heard they were looking at a new stadium.
Yeah. What was growing up in Chicago like? The city of big shoulders.
I lived right in the city.
Yeah.
It was the kind of neighborhood, just a basic middle-class neighborhood. Not ethnically diverse, as far as, not racially diverse, but ethnically diverse. So Germans, Swedes, Italians, Poles, anywhere middle and Eastern Europe and up to Scandinavia. So lots of different kinds of food, which I enjoyed.
Second largest Polish-speaking city in the world, from what I understand, after Warsaw. It is ethnically very diverse in Chicago. It's a city of many small towns put together in a way. I'm the only person in my family not born in New England. I was born in Wisconsin, just over the state line in Beloit, Wisconsin. Yeah. Spent a lot of time in Illinois, lived outside Rockford for a couple of years. So I'm very familiar with Chicago. It seems like Chicago's changed quite a bit over the years, at least from the outside looking in.
It has.
Yeah.
You hear a lot about the crime, which that many years ago was not a big issue.
Yeah.
We kind of like kids, probably at most places in the Midwest, even in the big city, we could wander and it was come home and the street lights come on. And all.
The Midwest is a great place to grow up. It's a great place to be from.
Especially the weather.
Yeah. And days like this, so you're used to this cold. Does this bother you, this cold?
I have gotten acclimated to North Carolina.
So you're educated at Valparaiso University.
That's right.
Mathematics. You also had if I recall, some sort of medical background as well?
Medical record administration.
Okay. And had you planned to put that to use at a local hospital or?
Yes. I was going to teach junior high math.
Okay.
Don't know why I chose junior high, but after my student teaching, I realized I was not ready to deal with a room full of 11 and 12-year-olds. So looked for something else. And my mother had worked in the medical record department at a hospital in Chicago, and always found that was kind of interesting. I worked there summers. Okay. So I did 1 year of clinical training. Right. After college, and then did that.
Okay. And you got to Hendersonville in 1975. What was Hendersonville like then?
I used the fast food index. When we moved here, there was the Hardee's on the south end of town.
Okay.
And there was a Burger Queen on the north end of town.
Burger Queen.
Yes. And that was it as far as chain fast food restaurants.
Did you ever think that it would become the city it is today?
No. When we got off the expressway on 64 and 26, there was nothing until you got to downtown.
Right. And what was the approximate population then when you got here?
I'm thinking like 4,000 to 5,000.
Okay.
It was pretty small.
Okay.
It did start growing, but not what it is today.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Was it in the shadow of Asheville then? And
Asheville was the big city. If you wanted to go to a nice restaurant, you went to Asheville.
Yeah.
And they had performances at the Civic Center, things like that.
Yeah.
So. If you wanted to go out, you went to Asheville.
Yeah. What drew you to Hendersonville originally?
My husband was finishing his pediatric residency in Winston-Salem, and he was looking for a practice where it was two pediatricians looking for a third partner.
Okay.
And visited several places around Winston, Danville, Virginia, that area. And he literally saw an ad in a medical journal about two doctors here in Hendersonville looking for a third partner. So we came up to visit. We wanted a small town for raising, safe place to raise kids, and just liked the area. We like to hike, and the people were just so warm and welcoming that we just knew right away this was the place.
Yeah. What was the attitude towards outsiders back then? That was obviously before people started retiring here, I'm assuming?
There was some retirement going on already. Okay. So, it was, no, don't bring your northern ideas here. We know what we're doing. Most of the leadership was very homegrown. Yeah. And as I say, that's kind of why it surprised people. We'd only lived here 14 years. Yeah. And I got elected. So.
And you brought your northern attitudes here. Well, it seems to have worked for you.
Yeah.
So it was 1989, right? When you
When I
ran for city council.
Right.
Yep. What was that like, being relatively new at that point? You'd been here a little over a decade.
Well, I knew a lot of people
Yeah.
because I had gotten involved with some of the nonprofits
Yeah.
and the schools, the PTO. I was president of the PTO at Bruce Drysdale and
Right.
Community Schools Advisory Council. A couple of the other nonprofits, I was on the boards. And then with my husband's pediatric practice,
Yeah.
he knew a lot of people from that.
Yeah.
And he came home one day and was chuckling. He said, my campaign signs just said Volk for city council. Didn't have my first name. And one of his patients' parents came in and said, "Oh, Dr. Volk, we're voting for you." So I may have gotten a few votes thinking they were voting for him.
Now, my German isn't great, but Volk means people, does it not?
Except my husband was not German.
Okay.
Slovenian.
Ah.
And it means wolf.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting plot twist.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to set up some kind of another campaign poster for you, but I guess that didn't work. So that's great. So, and you won pretty handily, I take it.
Well, I won.
Yeah. So, and your husband is from Chicago as well?
He grew up in the suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
that
suburb?
doesn't count.
Just out of
The
curiosity.
Palos area, it's southwest of the city.
Okay. Towards Joliet, that way. Yeah. So you were city council for almost 2 decades. What were did you ever feel any pushback against being a Yankee and being a woman?
No, not really. Although one of the city council members that I served with, I was talking with him one day and he said, "You intimidate me." I mean, here's this big guy and I thought, "Oh, okay, if you say so." But I guess just because I was willing to speak my mind.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Well, I can tell the audience you're not intimidating.
Thank you.
And then, so what inspired you to run for mayor?
Well, I've been on the council, she said, for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And the mayor at that time, Greg Newman, was not planning to run for re-election. I had been thinking about running for mayor, and I talked to him, and I said, that I was thinking about running for mayor. I wanted to let him know, and he said, "Well, that's fine, because I'm running for another office." So it was going to be an open seat.
Yeah.
And I figured I knew what was going on, and I had parliamentary skills in running a meeting, and figured, hey, I can do this.
Great.
And fortunately, enough people agreed with me.
Yeah. Now, you did win mayor handily, as I recall, 66% of the vote.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And there are no term limits to mayors,
Right.
so you just kept getting reelected. So
And the best year was one year when nobody even filed against me.
that made for a very affordable campaign.
Definitely.
I take it. Yeah. So what would you say was your greatest accomplishment as mayor?
Well, I think from the beginning, a couple of the things that I was looking for was professional city management and pushing for that.
Yeah.
I think that has made a big difference in the city. Well-trained, qualified city managers to run the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
Especially the size that the city is right now, having the mayor and the council members running the departments would have not worked well.
Yeah.
So that, and I was, again, something I was pushing for was nonpartisan elections, because we had partisan elections before that. And I think that's worked well. We've had people from both parties serve, and we put aside any party propaganda.
Yeah.
I think has worked very well, that we as a council all worked well because we're all looking for the same thing, which is keeping up the high quality that we have in this city and looking for what's going to be best for the future.
Yeah.
And I've just been very proud of being able to, especially as mayor, just keep things moving smoothly.
Yeah.
Not having a lot of tension within the council. We disagree on things, so I'm not saying we all think the same, but we're able to work it out.
Yeah. Did you bring John Conant in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to make a change to the city's constitution to do that?
The first city manager we had was Chris Carter.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, we changed from the mayor council to council manager form of government.
Okay.
And then we brought in Chris, and after Chris retired, Bo Ferguson.
Okay.
And then Bo left to work with the city of Durham, and we brought in John.
Okay. And to those unfamiliar with the position of mayor, what exactly do you do? I mean, you don't just wave a wand and things happen in the city.
The statutory requirements for mayor, presiding at meetings, signing all official documents, being the representative of the city to other organizations, and then declaring states of emergency. Those are the only things that I'm required to do.
Yeah.
And anything you want done, you've got to have at least 2 other people on council agree, because it's a vote of 5 people. The mayor doesn't have veto power. The mayor's vote doesn't count any more than anybody else's.
Yeah.
We just you just have to have enough people. I've been on both sides of a vote if we've had a split vote.
Yeah.
I've won some, I've lost some. But again, the council has always been great about, okay, we took care of that, let's go on to the next issue.
Yeah. Speaking of states of emergency, we had one about a year and a half ago called Helene.
Yes.
Do you think that was the gravest moment of your tenure as mayor?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when you saw the weather reports and the rain not stopping?
Well, I never expected it to be as bad as it was.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone did. But again, with our fantastic city staff, they were prepared for a really heavy rain and flooding, which we've had in the past.
Yeah.
And they strategically placed emergency vehicles at the south end of town, beyond where it always floods.
Yeah.
Things like that they planned ahead. And so they were ready.
Yeah.
And they just did a fantastic job.
Yeah. My wife and I were fortunate enough we were called in to assist with some social media initiatives right in the wake of Helene, and we were camped out at the fire station along with all the city personnel, and
yes.
we got to witness the city in the state of emergency, and everybody just rose to the challenge so admirably. It was pretty incredible to watch. The city did a great job. Yeah. And you presided over COVID. I'm trying to think of all the things that took place from 2009 to the present. So it's a remarkable testimony to your...
things like redoing Main Street. When we would tear up the street and traffic couldn't go through, trying to let folks know that, it's bad right now, but it'll be a lot better when we're through. Same thing with 7th Avenue.
Yeah.
Having to disrupt our local businesses was not something we wanted to do.
Right.
But again, looking at the longer term, we knew that it was going to be better in the future, and we had to make these improvements so that it could be better in the future.
Yeah.
And a little bit of pain, and was something we regretted, but it was necessary for the great results that we've gotten.
Yeah. Paid parking. Did you get a lot of pushback on the parking situation?
Yes.
It's always a touchy subject with residents, isn't it?
I still get complaints about it from people.
Oh my gosh. What's the funniest feedback that you've received since you were mayor?
Oh gosh. I don't know if it's funny, but the people who think that I have a whole lot more power than I do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that don't know what the city is responsible for, get lots of emails about the sheriff's department and the jail. So-and-so is in jail. He doesn't deserve to be there. That has nothing to do with the city.
Yeah.
So trying to tactfully direct those people to someone else who might be able to help them. We get a lot of that complaints about the streets.
Yeah.
And again, basically the numbered streets belong to DOT.
Yeah.
So we can't do anything about those.
Okay.
And people complain about, they complained about Church Street and the potholes, and we kept saying, we're working with DOT. It's not something we can go in and take care of.
Yeah. So Fifth Avenue, this would be DOT territory.
Fifth might be city.
Okay.
I believe Fifth, most of the cross streets, except for 64.
So if I ever want to complain about all the emergency vehicles going back and forth,
you can probably complain to us.
Okay.
Not sure we can do anything about it. We'll try to tactfully tell you that.
Right. I sat down here with Jen Hensley not too long ago. And as you know, she's running for mayor this year and will be taking your place.
She does have an opponent.
Yes, she does.
So I'm not endorsing anybody for that.
Yep.
People can look at the candidates.
Yep. I was thinking that you moved to abolish any sort of partisan angle to city council. Jen isn't afraid to say how she feels and what she thinks about many different issues. Mm-hmm. What do you feel about different issues? Do you feel free to talk about that kind of stuff, or? Yes,
I'm. If there's a major issue coming up, we'll talk about that. Some things, like with zoning, we really should not come into the issue with a predetermined decision.
Yeah.
We need to hear from both sides.
Yeah.
So if it's that type of an issue, no, I won't say, oh, no, I don't like that development. If it comes before me, I'm going to vote against it.
Yeah.
I need to try to keep an open mind on those things to hear the developers or property owner's side versus the side of the folks who don't want to see that kind of development.
Yeah.
But otherwise, other issues that we have.
Yeah. What lens do you look at those issues through? Do you look at them for the long-term benefit of the city? Do you?
Right. Yeah. We have approved some things above the desire of the neighboring property owners because we felt that it was the right thing to do for the city.
Yeah.
We take all comments into consideration. Sometimes work with the developer, if the neighbors have a concern about one particular aspect of the plan, our staff will work with them and say, well, have you thought about doing it this way instead? In a couple fewer units, and you could put in a bigger buffer, things like that.
Yeah.
So staff works really hard with developers to try to come up with a project that everyone is able to live with. Yeah. Maybe not the happiest, but okay, not bad.
Yeah. I know the city is working on a workforce housing initiative right now. It seems like the city cares about the residents a great deal and making this all work. I know sometimes if you read the comments on social media, you will hear some squeaky wheels talk about how life has changed in Hendersonville over the years. There are some folks that say, I wish the interstate never came here. I wish the railroad never came here. Do you try to avoid the comment section of social media?
I don't read the comments.
Okay, good.
Our our staff does.
Yeah.
And they respond if they feel it's necessary.
Yeah.
But I talk to people on the street, at events. If someone wants to come in and talk to me, phone me, email me, glad to speak with them.
Yeah. It's, going back to the partisan thing, I think that partisan politics is sort of transcended when you get to the local level. And when you have to meet your constituents every day face to face, things are a little bit different that way, aren't they? Than the federal government or even the state government. So, well, it seems like you've created a very happy, safe community. Where do you see, now that you're walking away from being the mayor, where do you see the city headed in the future?
I think we're still going to have those growth pressures.
Yeah.
Because we have developed such a lovely, friendly community, not just the city of Hendersonville, but the whole community.
Yeah.
People want to come here.
Absolutely. And
we can't say, no, you can't move here. No, you can't buy a house here. No, you can't buy a piece of property and put up some condo units, as long as it falls within the appropriate guidelines, or you get special permission.
Yeah.
So I think if we stay as nice a place as we are, we're still going to have those pressures.
Yeah.
And those are the hardest decisions we make, because you're affecting someone's life or livelihood by having to choose yes or no. So it's that pressure is still going to be there. Yeah. How can we grow and still keep Hendersonville what people love and what they moved here for?
Yeah.
Or what they grew up with.
Yeah. It seems like, to me anyway, only having been here for a little over 2 years, a lot of eyes are on Hendersonville now. Asheville has been slow to rebuild after Helene. Hendersonville, the city anyway, seems still quite intact. Do you think people are starting to figure out Hendersonville and that this is a great place to live? Yes.
From what I hear, talking to people who've moved here fairly recently, he said, well, I looked at Asheville, but it was just not what we were looking for. And we came down to Hendersonville and it's just right.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
We love living with it.
Yeah.
We love our community. We love our downtown, all of our nonprofits. But other people do too.
Yeah.
So how do we deal with it?
Do you think that's attributable to city leadership and city management?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
We could have just left the old main street without widening the sidewalks and putting in more trees and all of that. But it wouldn't have been as pleasant a place, and we would not be drawing as many people unless the city had put in the time, the commitment, the planning to make Hendersonville's Main Street the jewel of the community.
Very nice. We had a saying in the Marine Corps, when you had a certain time left of your tour, you were called a short timer. You're kind of a short timer looking at the end of your tenure. What do you hope to accomplish in the last few months?
Just the same thing we've been doing.
Yeah.
I don't have any specific plans. Just want to keep the ship going straight ahead where it's headed and turn it over to the next mayor, who will, I'm sure, do the same.
Awesome. And what do you plan to do once you put away the gavel? What does the mayor have? I'm
going to be doing a little more traveling.
Okay.
I like to travel and want to get involved with some of the nonprofits. I've not been involved lately because I didn't want to say, oh yeah, the mayor is volunteering for that one.
Yeah.
So let's see, let's do that or the other or whatever, or any of them to feel that funding decisions that the city made was based on the groups that I was working for.
Right.
So I will try to do some things with some of the nonprofits in town.
Yeah. And you're going to stay here in Hendersonville?
As long as I can.
And you have family as well. You have some kids?
They are in the Charlotte area.
Okay.
So I go back and forth to Charlotte. I know that road pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, I drive that quite a bit, heading to Pinehurst to see my dad and my sisters, and my brother's in Salisbury, which is just north of Charlotte. They're working on that bypass around Shelby.
Around Shelby, yes.
Which is a godsend. So there is something about heading down US 74, heading west towards Hendersonville. You start seeing those mountains in the distance, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I thank you for coming on the podcast. This is short and sweet, but I think we covered a lot of the bases, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. And I wish you all the best in the future beyond the mayorship. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good talking with you, Nick.
Thank you.
The Kudzu Project is made possible by the Lucy Agency, helping businesses across the South grow deep roots and stand out. Based in Hendersonville, North Carolina, this full-service marketing firm builds handcrafted websites, eye-catching logos, and social media that pops for businesses and organizations. Because if your story's worth telling, it's worth telling right. Learn more at lucyagency.com. That's LUCEY agency.com.
Everyone has a story, and at the Kudzu Project, we want to hear yours. Go to kudzuproject.com and fill out our story submission form. You can write your story for us to read on the podcast, request to be interviewed, or even nominate someone else whose story deserves to be told. The Kudzu Project is all about capturing the voices and spirit of our community, and your story could be the next one we share. Visit kudzuproject.com and tell your story today.